Welcome to the Online Powerlifting Summit. My name is Tim Enriquez. I'm very excited to join a great list of very good and experienced powerlifting speakers. I'm excited that Martin decided to put this summit on again. And so without further ado, let's get this party started. My topic today is powerlifting and the energy systems. Last year I did a topic on how to program specific reps, sets, all that kind of good stuff using the new Henriquez bench, squat, and deadlift charts. So that was very practical oriented, and hopefully you got something out of that. But this year I wanted to go just a little bit more on the academic side with the basic idea that if you know your body, you then know how to train. So the goal here is to understand how the energy systems work, why we get tired at certain rates, and then that can help us set up programming for powerlifting, for assistance work, and also for conditioning. So our goals, we want to understand how the body works, right? The better you understand the body, the more you can set up more appropriate types of workout programs. We also want to create effective plans. So you can alter certain variables sometimes to your favor, sometimes not. So it's important to make sure that you understand the way the body's working and then set up the proper exercise program prescription. We want to understand how the energy systems affect each other so they don't operate in a vacuum. One energy system can often affect the performance of another energy system. We want to set up appropriate rest times for your goals. That's one of the most important things when training for powerlifting, is that you have an appropriate rest interval in between your main working sets. And so we want to talk about that. We want to understand how cardio and conditioning affect powerlifting workouts. So, there's a couple people that are going to say, oh, we can never do any sort of cardio, can't do any sort of conditioning, it's going to take away from me as a strength athlete. Obviously, there's kind of the health side where we want to be able to move, we do want to be in reasonable shape. So what's the balance there? How can we do some cardio without losing our powerlifting performance? And how can we stay healthy? And how can we design more appropriate assistance work for our workouts? So those are the goals, those are the things I hope to cover as we go through, and hopefully we'll get a good chance to look at that. Before we get started, in case you're not familiar with me, you may be wondering who the hell I am and what I'm doing rambling at you. So my name is Tim Enriquez. I've been powerlifting for a little over 20 years. I was a collegiate All-American powerlifter with the USAPL. My best total 1640 at 198. I was able to deadlift 700 at 198 as well. That's at the Open Virginia state record, again with the USAPL. I'm a ref with the USAPL, also a ref with 100% Raw, so I've judged a lot of competitions as well as competed in them. I've been coaching for powerlifting teams for about 14 years. I currently coach Tyson's Playground Powerlifting Club, which actually we just formed up. I'm pretty excited about it. About 6 months ago, we got our first meet coming up here in a few weeks, and should be pretty awesome. But before that, I coached Team Force for a very long period of time. I've written 2 books. The first is all about powerlifting, the most pertinent to what we're discussing here. So as the title goes over, this is going to go over everything hopefully interesting in the powerlifting world. And then I also wrote the textbook for the National Personal Training Institute. So this book talks about how the body works and how it responds to exercise. My full-time job is training people to become personal trainers, and so I've been doing that for about 16 years. And so that's the textbook for all the schools in America that we use, the National Personal Training Institute. All right, so that's a little bit about me.